Hi, hello. This is your host Eric. Welcome to a new episode of Wiser and Happier. Today we'll talk about happiness, which is one of the primary goal of this channel. That we'll talk how to be happy, how to increase your happiness, and how not to be unhappy. So recently I read the Almanack of Naval Ravikant by Eric Jorgensen. We'll talk about 10 key points on happiness from this almanac. So, if you are not familiar with Naval Ravikant, then let's have a little introduction of that person. Naval Ravikant is a prominent figure in the Silicon Valley. He's an entrepreneur and influential investor. He is one of the investor of the famous company Uber, and there are many. So he he was born in India and moved to the USA in his childhood and raised by a single mother. Naval Ravikant was actually have, have seen life in many different aspects, and throughout his life he proved himself as a successful person and also a happy person. And in his social media presence he tries to make philosophical argument and thoughtful discussion on being happy, healthy and wealthy. So when the book came out, it was got the attention overnight, and it is a good read for the people who are struggling to understand the code of happiness. So let's talk about 10 insights on happiness from this almanac. And by the way, this book is totally free in Naval Ravikant's website, and he's not getting or making any profit out of this book. So it is free for everyone. If you care to read, it is very easy to find. Just search the name of the book, the Almanack of Naval Ravikant, and you will find that. So when I read it, I actually find it very fascinating, very thoughtful and insightful. So let's talk about 10 key points on happiness from that book. So number one is what Ravikant points out, that happiness is actually a choice and a skill. So that by that he meant happiness is not something you pursue externally, it is something you cultivate internally. And like any other skill, being happy is another good skill, another great skill, one of the great skill a person, an individual can have. And as it is a skill, it can be correctly defined as a choice, it can be practiced, it can be earned by intentional trying and working for it. So this is the first point. Second point from that book is desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. So it aligns with the teaching of ancient monk philosophy or Buddhist philosophy, that if you have a desire for something, then it might lead to unhappiness. So there was a famous story. It is not in the book, but I can relate it with the thought. So the story goes like this: there was a person who went to a wise man or to a monk and demanded that I want to be happy. Please show me the path. So hearing this, the monk said, your sentence is making you unhappy, because when you are saying I want to be happy, then the I in your sentence, it is actually making you expressing your ego. So you can't be happy only by yourself. Happiness should be a state which is achieved by everyone and making all other happy. The second word of this sentence is want, which is a desire. So you can't be a happy person, you can be in your peaceful state of mind if you have any desire. So if you omit the two words I and want, then what is left is the happiness, which is actually, I remember this when I was reading uh, the point of desire, that which can make people unhappy. So the third point is happiness is what's left when you remove the sense that something is missing. Something is missing in your life. When you feel that, it actually makes you unhappy. So happiness is not something that you can get additionally. Happiness is already, you should be happy. Your life should be happiest in a happiest state. So the feeling of that, the missing in life, something is missing from your life, it can make you very unhappy, because these feelings can persist in every stage of your life, and which can be a natural drive um, for the course of life. You can have that, and sometimes you may need that, but the strong feeling of missing something in your life can make you very unhappy. And the fourth one is the mind is a muscle that can be trained. So it is actually kind of reinforcing the first point, that happiness is a skill. So our mind here means the brain. It's actually a muscle, literally a muscle, and you can train your brain to be anything, to feel anything, almost anything. So like physical fitness, your mental fitness is also can be achieved through meditation, mindful thinking, reflection, and of course control of thoughts, and maybe consuming good things, having a good chat with friends. So, and avoiding the things which can hamper your mental fitness. um, so the fifth point is avoiding the identity. So we all have different kinds of identity which is entitled to us. We identify with different levels like job title or political ideology, etc. and etc. So at some point you may experience the suffering when your identities are threatened. So we have to identify the inappropriate levels by which we identify ourselves. So that should be checked, by which levels we are being identified, we are making us identified. Number 6 is happiness is a state when nothing is missing. It is also reinforcing another point, when and because we don't need external circumstances to align to be happy. It's always about internal alignment. So if you can work for our internal circumstances, that actually will make us better and happier person. And the 7th point is there are many things which are not in our control. Only few things we can have the control over, and fortunately our internal peace or the internal state of our mind, we can train ourselves to control it. So this is the point, we need to emphasize internal peace over external achievements. Number 8 is avoiding the envy. Envy is the enemy of happiness. We always make comparison with other things, but it can be the thief of joy. So Naval recommended focusing our unique path. No one can be like any other person. Everyone should have their own path. No one should follow someone's so that he or she might be happy by following that. But the truth is, you have to be yourself. You have to work on yourself very uniquely, and you don't have to struggle with that. You just have to do what you like, how you like. So that's the main point. The number 9 is being present, which is you have to think like that. We are born today. We might have a past, but that is not attached to us anymore. past has gone. We have to think forward. We have to think in the present actually. We need to plan for today. We shouldn't have any regret for the past. And we need to work on our present self. And another thing is, being present means we need to avoid the anxiety related to the future thoughts. Anticipation of future has a side effect of anxiety about it. It's a famous quote. So we may have to plan for our work and for our activities to be done rightfully, but we shouldn't indulge with the anxiety for the future. Number 10 is happiness requires self-awareness, which means understanding your own mind, pattern and beliefs is a key substance for being content, for achieving the contentment. So we are different as a person. To some extent, we are different from everyone else in this earth. So we need to identify our mental status. At least we should try it. We need to focus on our mind also, besides our body, in addition to our body. So, like the physical fitness, we need to do necessary work to maintain our mental fitness. And for doing that, you need to measure your current status of your mind. And if we realize that we need to seek professional help, then also maybe it's a good plan to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist to achieve that. So yeah, this is all. This is the 10 points I found in the book, the Almanack of Naval Ravikant. I hope these 10 points will be very helpful to you, and they really are if you can actually use them or have a good insight on happiness by learning about them. So that's it. Have a wiser and happier day. Have a wiser and happier week. Until we meet next time. And please subscribe and share this video so that we can grow as a channel. Thank you. Bye.